Hi, this is Dennis Green from Church Development. Thank you so much for your willingness to be a volunteer lay speaker about stewardship. Your role is extremely important because the research says that the quickest way adults learn is through case studies about other people who are similar to them. So you may not be smooth and polished like your pastor, but your message will be authentic. Our purpose, the goal of this lay speaking opportunity is to take these 3 minutes to help people get a glimpse of what another human being's stewardship experience is. We want to help people understand this core concept of Christian spirituality. It extends from 1 Peter 4:10, which states, all of us has been blessed by God with something. So it's up to us to figure it out and use that gift to improve the lot of our fellow humans. So that's what I'm going to ask you to talk about. There are 3 questions over the course of 3 minutes that I want you to share your personal story about. Number 1 is, how has God blessed you? So what are your skills, your health, your wealth, your relationships, your career? Number 2, how do God's blessings flow through you? So in other words, what do you volunteer for? What do you give money to? What do you pray for? And then number 3, how did your life change when you discovered that your blessings were supposed to flow through you like a conduit? But when you discovered that there is a joy to being God's boots on the ground, to being an instrument of God's will. Those are your 3 questions. And I'd like you to take 3 minutes. If it's 5 minutes, people will turn it off. Okay, so that's your assignment. Now let me give you an example. I was working at a church in Denver where the first volunteer on a stewardship council offered to be the first lay speaker. And he was shocked to hear that we're not going to ask for money because this is not fundraising. This is about seeking to do God's will and about the blessings we've received and how those flow through us. And he told me the most remarkable story. He said, I'll tell you a very sad story about stewardship that I learned from my dog. My dog just died and it broke my heart. Has anyone here lost a dog and it broke their heart? And just virtually all of us had. He said, that dog loved me. He came and greeted me every day. He was my companion. And I got to thinking after he died, I didn't really earn that. This dog was a gift to me. He was really like a best friend for years. And his unbounded affection for me, I think, is kind of the way God looks at us. He has this affection for us that perhaps we do not deserve. And I didn't really realize that until after he was gone. It made me think about a fish. You got to wonder, does a fish really understand? Is a fish aware of water? Perhaps it is only aware of water when it is out of water. And that's how I was with that dog. I was not aware of how much I love that dog, and that dog blessed me. And how really you people who are part of my spiritual family, you are a blessing to me, just of your presence. It is a joy to be a part of this community. So many of my important friendships are here. So I care for you all. I know I haven't been a member as long as many of you here, but I have found a home, and I am just full of gratitude about you. Now, the way I see myself as being a conduit for God's blessings is, I volunteer around here. I don't just attend and donate money, but I volunteer. I look for things I can give my time and my energy to. And I found that when I volunteer here, right here in this room, in this building, that I get back more than I ever give. So I feel like just the act of giving is a blessing to me. Now, just this short time since my dog has been gone, it's kind of changed the way I've looked at my whole life. He told me that I feel like someday I'm going to be gone out of this world. And when I'm on my deathbed looking back, I do not want to have regrets. I want to be fully engaged and fully give from every blessing that God has given me. I look at life a little differently. I feel like I'm in extra innings. I'm more aware of every breath I take. So I'll be praying for you, and I'll be volunteering. I'll be right here and it is a joy to be part of this community. In that 3 minutes, that volunteer changed the way I thought about my dog. And when he does die, I will miss him too. And he has been a blessing to me. And that's just one of the many blessings that I have. So I'd like you to practice your 3-minute speech about stewardship about 10 times. Get it on video and watch yourself. And then when you feel like it's well refined in those 3 questions, how did God bless me? How do God's blessings flow through me? And number 3, how did my life change when I realized God's blessings are supposed to flow through me? After you've got a pretty good version of your speech down, please email it to your pastor or your stewardship chair to get their feedback. And when you go to step up in front of your congregation, just take a deep breath and just remember, you're doing God's will right now by sharing your story. You're going to help other people understand this extremely important virtue of stewardship. Now, to conclude, let me share with you 2 bits of data that have come from our research. Number 1, people who are generous donors have a higher T cell production in their immune system. Now, we know this to be a fact. We have a study that measured that. So the more you give, the healthier you're going to be. And then number 2, we can't measure this, but people who are more generous report that they have a closer relationship with God. So you, by sharing your story today, you're really contributing to other people's lives. So I want to thank you for extending yourself. So go forth, good luck, and God bless. Bye-bye.